In the crisis in Syria, U.S. and Russian diplomats are now at odds over a new UN Security Council resolution that would make the deal have Syria give up its weapons legally binding. Meanwhile, the U.S., Britain, and France jumped on evidence in the UN report on the August 21st attack to declare that President Bashar al-Assad's government was responsible. They say details about the type of rockets, the composition of the sarin agent, and the trajectory of the missiles make it indisputable that Assad was to blame. Russia called the investigators' findings deeply disturbing, but said it was too early to draw conclusions. Jacob Wirtschafter is the managing editor of Syria Direct and is with us today from Los Angeles, although he works in Amman, Jordan. Jacob, thanks so much for taking some time with us. Let's start with the people of Syria. How have they been coping with, first of all, the aftermath of the chemical weapons attack, the specter that another attack might come, and what this new diplomatic agreement might mean for their future?
So, in terms of the aftermath of the attack, when the gas is released in an attack, its effects are immediate. And so it's not as if there are hundreds of people in hospitals in the suburbs of Damascus recovering from the gas attack. The gas agents, what they do is basically they work on the central nervous system. They're like pesticides, and like pesticides, they kill efficiently and they kill quickly. So we're now talking about how the survivors of the attack, or basically the family members of those who were attacked, are coping. In terms of the suburbs of Damascus that were attacked earlier last month, what's happened is many people have fled. And those suburbs, which are rebel bastions, are being depopulated, which is, of course, exactly what the regime wants. And a lot of those folks are ending up at the refugee camps in Jordan or are stuck as they try to flee south from Damascus over the Jordanian border.
Is there a sense of panic there? I understand that there are some residents who have even been trying to make their own gas masks. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's true. And the public diplomacy efforts of the U.S. and its allies are very much focused on getting the message into Syria for folks about how to handle a gas attack, that in fact you need to not go into a basement but get outside and up into the open air, basically, and measures to create your own sort of gas mask screen using charcoal, using cloth. But the reality is that everyone points out most of the civilian fatalities in Syria have happened due to other weapons like cluster bombs, like Scud missiles, like vacuum bombs, like artillery shelling, which continues all over the 14 provinces of Syria today.
You know, Jacob, many feel that this chemical weapons agreement then assures not only that Bashar al-Assad will stay in power, but he will remain in power even through the next term. This realization, is it met with acceptance? How is it met with the people of Syria?
The people of Syria are confused if they're not with the regime. The folks who are with the regime are feeling like they won. They see Russia, they see China, they see Iran scoring big time in the diplomatic arena, and they see those powers arming the Syrian government. The majority of Syrians who oppose the regime have gotten to a really unhappy and confused place where they're now believing, in fact, that the United States and the Western powers are basically in collusion with the Syrian government and its allies in their massacre.
Is this agreement a source of hope?
Absolutely not. For the majority of Syrians, this agreement seems like an agreement to prolong the war in Syria. It strengthens the regime politically on the outside. It gives them a diplomatic cover as they continue assaulting the towns that are under rebel control. And it's not clear that there's any kind of political pathway to get rid of the regime now. In fact, the regime is strengthened.
We'll have to leave it right there. Jacob, I understand that you're traveling on Thursday, so safe travels to you back to Jordan, and we will speak to you again.
Thank you.